Everyone for coming. This is our third workshop here at the downtown branch, and we are very happy to be in the hustle and bustle of this part of the city. So my name is Fernando. I'm one of the strategists from the Entrepreneur Center, and I'm part of the pop-up. So I don't know. I see new faces. Is everyone here familiar with the Entrepreneur Center? Has anybody not heard about it?
I've been to the one in the south side, not this one.
Okay, yeah, so we are from there, and we created this initiative called Pop Up that the purpose is to go in the outskirts of Edmonton and in other branches to kind of spread and simulate the same feeling that we have in the Entrepreneur Center. So mostly the workshops have meetings with strategists like me. So as a strategist, I help business owners with advice in terms of growing their business, moving to the next step, and marketing, sales. Because I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I kind of know what it entails and all the things that you have to check to make sure you're successful. So we help on that process beyond just giving loans and all the things that banks normally do. But yeah, this initiative was created because we saw a lot of great feedback from our customers saying that, okay, we need to expand that not only for beyond the physical location, right? So that's why we created this initiative. So we went to the Duke, Spruce Grove, Sherwood Park, St. Albert. So we are spreading out and being successful. Yeah, and we are happy to host you guys here. Today we have the pleasure of having Gordon and to talk about digital producing, video producing, and yeah, we have some sheets here if you want to throw feedback for us after the workshop, and we highly appreciate it. Just housekeeping, we have washrooms down there, male and female. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'll be here hanging out, and after the workshop too. So enjoy.
Thanks so much, and thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it. I've actually presented down at the Calgary Trail, and I've been down to Calgary with this as well. I actually work as a professional speaker. I've spoken at places like the Pega Conference or in Toronto at the ABC Conference. I'm heading down to San Diego for the States for the first time in the fall. So I do this, and I can tell you your time is going to be well spent today. From now until about 6:30, I think we've got each other here. Although if you want me, I will be here until 10 o'clock tonight to try and get you as much as we can in this sort of short amount of time. I'm Gordon Shepherd, so 52 years of age. At this point, why do I come by this topic? Honestly, last time I worked downtown, which was about 7 years ago, my last role in television was as the manager of creative services and marketing at City TV. I oversaw 3 teams. Previous to that, at Access Television, I produced a ton of educational video at a time when the cameras that we had were $60,000, and the camera you've got in your pocket right now on your phone is better than the cameras that we had back then. So that's a big part of why I'm not in the TV business anymore. I did a master's degree in business administration at the University of Alberta to transition out of that. That led me into consulting and this kind of thing. And I noticed that when I was doing the consulting work with the clients, nonprofit groups, some small business owners, this kind of thing, that in their marketing plans, they didn't have this component. And what's neat about this component these days is the startup costs on getting into this world are really, really low. There's no barrier like we used to have years ago where I had all the gear and you had to come drop your 50 grand with us and we'd make a program. Now, like you all know, you can actually get into it. So today what we're going to try and do is help you learn as much as you can to go out and maybe do a bit of testing and think about knowing the process as much as you can. So it's interactive. If you have questions, stop me at any point along the way. I'd love to hear whatever specific things you want to learn about. Otherwise, we're going to be going forward in just a second here. You've got this booklet in your hand. In there, we've got 10 steps. We're going to work through the 10 steps in this booklet. And then at some point, we'll refer back and forth to this back page, which is resources that I've actually used that I'm hoping that you'll have a chance to use at some point along the way, depending on how far you want to get into what we're doing here today. Okay, do me a favor, stand up. Stand up. Do me a favor, raise your hand way up in the air if you think it's easy to get a customer. Oh, it's easy. Is it easy or hard? It's hard, right? Fair enough. Raise your other hand if you think it's easy to keep a customer. Right? Oh, okay. Yeah, so why is it easy for you to keep a customer?
Because I build trust, and when my business is based on relationships, I build rapport, I make sure I deliver a lot of value.
I love it. I build trust and I deliver value. Yes?
just being transparent, just being honest with the customer, what we can do and what we can't.
And then you're able to get customers and retain them. I saw a hand over there.
Yeah, come to achieve, exceed their expectations, and they learn something along the way that kind of get addicted.
Awesome. Well, this is actually going to work well for you here today because we're going to talk about that. What are the things that we do? How do we spend our time and money to get a customer and keep them? We do all the things that you need to do to run your business. And I don't mean to dwell on these things. We've got to make product or service. We've got to do all that stuff. One of the pieces here that we don't do a lot of is staff training. Entrepreneurs, we don't do it for ourselves because we're running on the treadmill, we're trying to get going or whatever it is. How much time are you actually carving out of your month? According to trainingmag.com, average spend in corporate America, for example, is about $100 a month per employee. So if you want to get in your own brain about what you want to do for training for yourself as entrepreneurs, you want to start thinking half day a month, $100 here, $100 there. Do we come to this free workshop? How do you get the training into your system so that wherever you're weak, you can actually develop this for yourself? And that's pretty important as we go forward. But we know that if you're a company or if you've got people that you're working with or whatever, training is actually really important. And right now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to find someone that you don't know here, somebody you haven't met before, one-on-one. Go find someone in pairs. I'd like you to answer these two questions. What is your biggest staff training problem? How to solve it? Now you may not have staff, but it may be for yourself as an entrepreneur, that's fine. But let's answer these two questions. Go ahead, find somebody and have a talk.
Good. Steve. Dave, nice to meet you.
Jump in where you can.
I don't have
Jump in.
So it's training ourselves.
exactly. You're worse than me sometimes.
Yeah. It's like feast or famine. It's like when you don't have work, then I'm like,
Okay.
it's 100% self-training, right? And then when I have project work, it's like, yeah, so get into a pace kind of a rhythm.
And then especially you got nobody to kind of be accountable for it. So it's like you can kind of let it I'll just do this and kind of sometimes there's so much going on.
Yeah. So how to solve it? You know what comes to mind for me? Time blocks. So like you said, you're going to be combination, I think, of budget and time.
It's just more accountable and make it better.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like eating healthy, right? If you eat healthy, you're healthy.
We'll see, I'm on a diet, but I really, it's like a specific diet, but it's an expensive diet, so sometimes I don't eat so much.
Fair enough. That can happen with drinks.
I still like to have a little bit to indulge, and then it's like anything, you gotta have like
Yeah. Well, now we're talking about solving it. Like how I want to get inspiration, to get inspiration, and to like expand my perspective. I go to a lot of different talks.
Yeah, me too. I've been able to, well, my new business is like, I work for an app, but I'm my own business, so that's why we're not in an office anymore, so I've been going to a lot more talks, and you're totally right. I went to one at Texas Cell Point, I haven't even gone to several, at UTV obviously, this stuff going on, I've been a lot of those, and just whenever I see it, like, go on Meetup, go on Eventbrite.
Yeah, look on meetup.com. Start this thing. They
1 minute, just 1 minute, we'll wrap those up. 1 minute.
email invitation for global developers.
Oh, okay.
We're at another meeting this week or next week.
Oh, cool. That's funny because she's actually on our app. That's why I actually added her outside. She's had a lot on there recently. So.
Yeah, so go to the Agile one, like if I was your team, and my practice is based on Toyota's lean method, and Agile software development is based on Toyota stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to go to this to see how they're connecting it. It's the same principle.
I mean, it just kind of drives it home.
Yeah. Well, they can, it's cool because then like, if you learn the language, and I think I could be a really good product as far as
Oh yeah, it's just by going to the
yeah, we're going to figure it out. So that's one way. So talks.
I I went to one and some of them were way over my head. Like I went to it was called Holy, like I was in the military for a bit, but I mean this thing was it's like so much tact into everybody was there were like
Okay, folks, hang on a second. Just do me a favor. Can we just kind of make a U? Let's make a U so we can all see each other. I can stand at the front, but let's just make a U somehow.
Make a U?
Yeah. No, don't move any chairs. Just stand. Just stay standing up there. So right here, what was your biggest staff training problem? How'd you fix it?
We don't have.
Come over here if you can't hear. Like this is tough space for sound. So come on
I
over.
don't have staff.
But how do you train yourself? Like, what's your biggest training thing, and how do you figure that out?
For how do I train staff?
How do you train yourself?
Train myself.
Yeah. To get better at your business.
Better at business, right? Better. I'm not a business person. I've been a support worker.
You've been a support worker.
15 years.
So you need to actually implement some training to learn the business side of what you're talking about.
That's right.
Fair enough?
Yes.
Thank you. What's yours?
So it's, I want time freedom. I want to be able to, both for me to learn when it's more convenient for me, plus also want to be able to reach more people at the same time.
I want to reach more people. I want time freedom. This is an online course concept, right? I want to produce a product that sort of creates passive income, and we will allow that to occur. Reach the world, change the world. Yep.
So I'm training police officers right now.
You train police officers?
Yeah, and I'm a police officer.
Oh, awesome.
But what I have to do, I have to do a lot of research
Yeah.
on the research that has already been done on specific topics.
Yes.
But then to bring that to police officers. There's a lot of research available, but it's only available in the university setting.
Right.
So when that research is being delivered, it's only delivered to the students,
Right.
mostly in academia.
Right.
But to actually simplify that stuff,
Yeah.
bringing to a frontline police officers,
Yeah.
and then to school resource officers and
Please,
specialized areas.
please guard that.
Yeah.
I end up being the gatekeeper between brilliant people and the watcher. Like what you just said there, and I'm saying this for you. You can imagine you've taken online courses. People have done. Everyone here has probably taken something. When you go to produce an online course, don't dump academic textbooks or
Exactly.
everything that you know. I'm going to talk about this, but we're going to decant. But if you can guard it and get it into language they can use in just-in-time learning, right, which we're all doing on YouTube these days. I didn't have to hire the plumber recently. My shower broke, and I watched a video about a $32 part, and I stuck it in, and it worked. That's exactly where I think online courses are. You produce them quickly, they turn over quickly, you get feedback on them, and then you move forward.
Yeah.
Love this. This is really good news. And by the way, we're going to talk about the math on repetitive training in large organizations. What does it cost to explain that over and over again? Should it be in an online course or should it be in live teaching? Yep, right here.
I think it's just consolidating variety of knowledge and doing it so that people understand. So when they do my yoga groups, it's like, try something.
Yep.
If they're not following it, rephrase it, or just adjust it to see what
Yeah.
fits their needs, right?
And you're getting their language back. I'm going to talk a lot about the end user here as well today. Yes?
Everything they said?
Everything they said, and the
Yeah.
cool thing you're going to say is what?
Know your limitations.
Interesting.
And if you are not very good at something and it's not working for you, then seek professional
What's an
help.
example?
Accounting.
Accounting. I should become an accountant, except I don't have 2 years to go figure it out.
Right? So if accounting is not your thing and you're running your own business,
Yep.
hire that out.
Admit it. Love it.
Admit
Thank
it.
you. Yep.
I think for me it's really like prioritizing, like making time while you're treating your employees, because sometimes like you're doing things long ago, but sometimes that necessarily doesn't mean that they were
I'm literally going to a
information.
municipality tomorrow with
Yeah.
10 senior leaders who
Yeah.
are working 55 plus hours a week, and I'm going to stand in a room like this and go, how long is that going to last? They lose people, they do all that stuff, but we're busy. No way. This is a big game-changing opportunity, and if we can get an agile way into your world where you're like, produced a phone video, it replaced this, I saved an hour, that would be a joy for me to hear that in a couple months off of this sort of topic today. Yes?
Mine is similar. I feel that in the coffee shop that I had, it was like you have a lot of operational stuff. Is telling the employees that okay, learning is the long-term vision. Like how do you prioritize long-term
Right.
versus short-term?
And if I'm a coffee shop owner, do I pay someone $30 to learn? I got a good example coming up for that, or how do you do that, right? Great point, yeah?
Yeah. In my improvement advisor practice, I
Oh,
work
sorry, I think we've got some people coming in for the course. There you go.
around there. Yeah.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm just going to back
Yeah.
up in your improvement, yeah?
Advisor practice, very similar to your first slide there about staff training.
Yeah.
In healthcare and in engineering environments, that's where I work.
Yeah.
People are running flat out in operations. So how do you carve out time?
How do you
to
carve out time?
Improvement, and a lot of times when I work with teams, it's finding some quick win things,
Yeah.
easy things to get some traction.
I'm doing 2 workshops for Ortega in August, coming off of sort of some other work that I do,
Yeah.
because they just don't take the time to go in and get, say, in their case, soft skills in or whatever those things.
Yeah, and a lot of people will say, well, we'll get to that when we have time, and you're never gonna have
And they never do it. They never get there.
It's the same thing with your question about how do we train ourselves as entrepreneurs?
How do we train ourselves, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we were talking about it.
Shiny object, shiny object.
Well, on that front, it's kind of funny. It's like when I'm full on projects, it's 0% on training myself. But then
Zero.
when I'm doing sales mostly, then there's a lot of time to do
Yeah, exactly. No kidding.
self-training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang in there for a second.
Yep.
Hi, welcome. I'm Gordon. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Ann.
Nice to meet you. Awesome. We're just sort of chatting about those questions that are there. Take a look at those questions. I'm actually going to ask you what they are. Go ahead.
Just me, but I've learned a lot over the years trying to do too much. So
Trying to do too much, right? That typical entrepreneur trap where you get stuck and you kind of do things, right? Folks, I'm going to jump you right in here because let's get in the game. So we're learning about online course stuff. So why are you here? What are you what do you want to learn today?
You know what, I'm a corporate trainer really quick. I'm a corporate trainer. I teach at McEwen.
There you go.
And my students keep asking for online training.
And let's help them figure it out.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's why I'm here.
We'll do that for sure. And yourself?
I'm a piano teacher and I want to create tutorials.
Awesome.
So I thought this
Love
was
this.
fun.
Love this. Yeah, there's a guitar tutorial that for some dudes like million and whatever. It's bizarre. Really interesting about niche. And I heard niche, right? All that language is floating around and whatever. We're gonna get into that today too. Great start. Have a seat. Okay. Why am I doing this? I mentioned before that I've worked in educational television. I've produced documentaries, won awards, done all that kind of stuff. Came into this current world where the tools are available, and I produce now my own materials around books, audiobooks, and those things. I actually do that for some of my other work that I do in other businesses. And I think it's just a really neat time to take advantage of all these things. The other piece is my Trojan horse into your world is if we're talking about this, we're talking about your whole business. I guarantee you I'm going to help you back this up, your strategy, your marketing, and if you can learn this, there's a good chance you can take advantage of the online marketing tools as well.
Yeah, I know,
touch
but
on
like,
some of those things as well.
would you be able to talk with them first?
Yeah, of course.
Someone else needing to come in.
Okay. Today we're going to talk about staff training costs, MVOC, which I'm going to call the minimum viable online course, step number 2 in your booklet. We're going to talk about how to connect to your strategic plan, have a